I really, really did not want to sit down and record this video, or any video, but as my CTO used to say, life's a bitch and then you die. Now he was of course quoting the 20th century poet Nas when he said this. And if we're being honest, I don't really believe what he said fundamentally. I believe life can be full of beauty, joy, fulfillment, and adventure. But with regards to his quote, some might say, why not both? Now, while I wouldn't summarize my perspective on life as life sucks and then you die, I do believe there are seasons to life. Some seasons are fundamentally difficult and full of trials. You could say life sucks during those seasons. However, I try to consider the breadth of my years and not the depth of any particular valley. Even the worst seasons of life may contain moments and experiences that are truly unique, even once in a lifetime. I try to embrace and cherish these silver linings. But enough philosophizing. My name is Nate, and sometimes I code.
Nate codes.
I also record videos, even less frequently, but we're working on that. The last couple of weeks have been rough. Now, while I'd love to blame some big consulting deliverables that came up, a cold that swept through our family, a big birthday, yay! Or some difficult toddler and baby trials that we've been working through, the reality is there's one simple reason that I didn't record a video. I didn't sit down and push record. I've spent some time thinking about this, and ultimately, it just comes down to insecurity. Recording has been much harder than I thought. And on the worst days, or really most of the days since I posted my last video, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I would make up any and every excuse to not turn on this camera. I still feel silly almost every time I think about YouTube. I can't help but ask myself questions like, who's even gonna watch this? Or what are these vlogs accomplishing? Why even bother with this whole endeavor when there are so many others who are so much better at this than I am? But when I start struggling with these questions and these insecurities, I've brought myself back to remember I need to focus on a couple core principles and why I'm doing this. Ultimately, I have a goal for what I want to do, and I can't lose sight of that. I'm hoping to write it down this week, make it a little more concrete, maybe help serve as a reminder for why I'm doing what I'm doing. I really believe in first principles at the end of the day, and if we hold to these first principles and are consistent and constant in them, then that should pay off. I know that I need to adopt a growth mindset with this. When I was a teenager and I started working out, I kind of felt like an idiot going into the gym as a scrawny little kid and doing what felt like just searching for the tiniest possible weight, something that I could actually lift. I had to continually compare myself only with a previous version of myself. When I walked in and looked at others in the gym, that really made me feel bad about myself and like I could never get to that point. But when I changed my mindset to be about growth, as long as I was improving, growing, and pushing, I would be happy with my gym habit. I know this is a similar kind of training, and these are new muscles that I haven't exercised before. So I need to adopt a similar mindset. And finally, I really need to be long-term focused. I know that consistency leads to growth over time. I also believe strongly in the impacts of compounding interest. So if I can be consistent over a long period of time, that will be the maximum growth I can experience. Even if the only thing I manage to get out in a week is this vlog, that's an accomplishment that's worth it. Now, if we return to the challenge I had in my last video of fixing my editing process, I did actually get that video edited and turned around much faster. And the real trick there was time boxing and setting a reasonable allowance for how long I would spend in the editing process. But more than the time boxing, it was my wife, Bethany. I mentioned before, but my wife is a graphic designer, and her ability to jump in and do some video editing when my energy waned really helped carry this through. I may have taken more than the 24-hour goal that I had set, but not by much. We really slimmed down the process, and this alone felt like a victory. Now, I will confess I'm still agonizing over the script and quality way too much. These vlogs are meant to be less polished and formal. I'll keep saying that until I start doing it. My next goal is really quantity. I know that quality matters, and I don't want to give it up, but at this point in my learning journey, quantity is important because none of the quality is going to be perfect. The most important thing is reps. I've got 2 scripts I'm working on that I'm really excited about, so keep an eye out for those videos coming out soon. Again, thank you to everybody who left a comment on my last video. Today, I want to appreciate Benton in particular. He said, don't worry about perfection. The best YouTube channels are imperfect. And that realness is partially why they're so entertaining. This is definitely something I needed to hear. Thank you again to everybody for commenting. And again, if you're interested in this, if you want to follow my journey, subscribe if you'd like to follow. If you like this video, be sure to like it, and please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. As for the energy and stress check-in, here's what I had for the first week after I recorded my last video. After that, I stopped recording my energy and stress levels. If there's one lesson I've learned with this system, if I stop recording those, it's not a good sign. However, I'll be starting those back up this week and hoping to keep the energy levels high. Now for the activity check-in. That cold knocked me out for a couple days and caused me to actually lose my streak on my goal of lifting 3 times a week. But this week I got back into the gym, the family feels fully recovered, and overall my average activity levels were still fairly high. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.
Night toads.